Welcome, bow betters. Welcome to another evening segment of Reading the Tea Leaves. I'm just here chilling out, having some tea. Wondering if people are ready to come in or if someone's going to join me this evening to talk about any topic people might be interested in. I didn't really have. Yes, I've looked at some of the lines for this weekend's UFC event. Not very impressed. Um, Liking the main event as well as another event here. Let me get myself into frame here, get myself going. Wait. Where's the tea? My tea is still very hot. The tea is still very hot. Yeah. Welcome, bow batters. Yeah, I have the same sweater I had yesterday. Just a different hat. Just a different hat. Test. Was looking at some Expedition backpacks, like I need any of those. Don't need anything right now. I don't even know why I'm shopping. That's why this whole. Let's make sure that like. There are things that I would like. I'd like a new pair of shoes. I'd like some more ammo as well as some more guns. What else? I suppose that I need a car, but I could exist without the vehicle. I'm going to need it for this little training segment. I haven't been doing a lot to justify a vehicle. I need some new tires maybe for my bicycle. I have the lock. I found the key for the lock, which was really good. Put this forward here. I'm not a person that really requires a lot of shit. I already have enough shit. Oh, I have to go get a T-ball, which is going to be pretty easy, and then go and get some choice teas. Let me move this friggin' thing and wait. I don't want that to happen like that. I don't want it to go like that. So it's no, I don't want it on my. Yeah, there. It's sort of out of the way now. Yeah, it's sort of out of the way. No one's here, and just like yesterday, if no one joins, I'm just gonna pop off. Right? I appreciate uh, YouTube for letting me use their platform for coming live to join you here in the world. I wonder if I should have done more of. Today, for some reason, the camera looks a little better. I wonder it's that I washed it earlier. I don't know how the stream's going, but I did actually like wash the screen, so the little camera is right there, right? I got to figure out, and while I do have the time, I do have some time. I was thinking, and I'm probably not going to, I was thinking of taking a security class to get my perk card, which is the card or certification you need here in Illinois to do security and do armed security as well. And I thought of that, but so that on my in my spare time and my days off, there are these places that like you could just call in and like you could work on a daily basis. You just on call. You you let them know when you're available. A certain amount of time, and you could actually get a little work. So I might be doing that soon to make a little extra cash. So I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna have a free week coming up here to do sort of nothing. So I have to do some project and wouldn't mind doing something like that. I want to do a project that could help make a little extra money. Not really a career, but just something to do, pass the time. Although there is a charge for that, I'm going to work all that out. I think the classes range anywhere from $100 to $200. The $200 for the armed one. Then there's a fingerprinting, which is $65, and then the actual getting the perk card, which is another $55. I don't know if that changes for being an armed or non-armed. I'm not positive of that, but uh, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to explore it, and like I said, it's something to. And people wonder, like, oh, why would you do it? Like, like I thought of that recently or years ago when I saw a guy and he was like armed security. I actually more to talk to him because he had a nickel plated, like 357 Magnum, like this big old gun on his waist. And It was a beautiful gun too, and I'm like, damn, it's a beautiful gun. Let me go talk to this guy. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I noticed you got a nice, Smith and Wesson, blah 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 there. And he was like, yeah, this is my baby. I've had it all my life. Like you said, he had it all his life. He had, had it since he was young. I don't know if he didn't tell me too much about it, and he tried not to talk to me too much, but I was able to glean just a little information. So I'm like, well, how much you get paid to be out here? This is a good area to be. And he's like, yeah, it's a good area. Because he was in the Lincoln Park area here in Chicago. And he told me they only got paid like $19 an hour for like armed security. And I'm like, wait, you're potentially like going to shoot somebody or be shot and you're only making $19 an hour? It's a little spooky. But he was in a really nice shopping area, nice like mall that was part of Crate and Barrel, a bank, and I forget like the third store that he was at, and he was just in the parking lot, and he was just there looking at women. I'm just gonna call it what it is. He was just like listening to music, his headphones, looking at women, and hanging out. Like, easy job. And in fact, we're at IC in the airport with a lot of these security people. It's like they're literally bored to death. They are sitting around, and I could see them struggling just to stay awake, that because they can't like put in ear pods, or they're not supposed to, and they're just like struggling to survive, right? Like, I don't know what the rules are in terms of reading and looking at things on their phone, et cetera, et cetera. I'm certain there are rules to that and they could get around it, but it just, looking at it, I look at these people like they're bored. And I remember I did security long time ago, before, like, it was a building, and it didn't require like certification back then. You just had to take a class. The security company hired you, and I worked in a building, and we were not really bored because we watched. I had one of those. This is gonna age me, but it doesn't really matter because I am older. I had the DVD, VCR, TV combo. Like, it was all in one little unit, like the thing that's really this size, like maybe a foot and a half, and it was a DVD player, a VHS player, and a small little color television. Small little television, great unit, right? That's something in the early '90s. It was like you could, I'm surprised it didn't have a microwave in it as well. It's like there was always like this drive to combine appliances and combine machines, electronics together, like everything was one thing, right? And so I had that job, and I had that thing, and I'm telling you, man, that was the lifesaver, because it also had the radio. It had AM, FM radio, and I think, did it have a shortwave? Like, it had radio on it, so it was for everything. Like, you could play your DVDs, listen to music, watch movies, whatever, watch videos. And this is like before, or when the internet was just starting, but internet wasn't big. You couldn't go to work and like start clicking away on the internet at work. Like, it wasn't going to happen. This is before then. This is when we still had something called a VHS tape, which is like movies on tape. Movies on, when Blockbuster was still around. Movies on a DVD, which started Netflix. People don't realize that Netflix, the industry, and I believe I don't know if they still have the DVDs. I don't think so, or else I would have seen that prompt, but I think Netflix got out of that business some time ago. So let me see if I could at least get Joey in here. We were talking about Kohlberger earlier. Joey likes talking about serial murders and stuff like that. I'm not really big into it, even though, like, from television, I love Hannibal. Hannibal's like my favorite TV series. Love the movies as well, but the TV series with Karskin, what's his name, the Dutch actor, it's really good stuff. The Hannibal TV shows are fantastic. So yeah, he says he's on it. Let's see. It's 10:21, people. Nobody's in. He's gonna have me look at like murder stuff. We'll be looking at Kohlberger. Let's look at what's late new with Kohlberger. Let me find out here. Let me get ready for him, because I know he's gonna want to know about Kohlberger. So let me look and get ready for his ass. Kohlberger, where you at? Okay, boom. Cafecito, the T, my channel. Okay, we don't need that. UFC stats, DraftKings, FaceTime. Okay, we would look at this one. Right. Yeah, there's Joey. Yeah, it didn't take him long, but how long will he stick around? So let's see here. I have Windows open. Let's see here. I'm losing weight. I don't even notice it, man. Like I said, I don't even notice it. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's that ESPN window. ESPN. Yeah, let me open up Fight Center, Joey. If Joey wants to talk fighting, I have that open, and then I could always like switch around. Um, right, looking great. I don't. Like I said, man, I don't even notice it. I never even notice anything, anyways. Like I never really like. I'm one of those people I really don't like look in the mirror. Never have. And even if you're looking good, you could still be bad on the inside. You know what I mean? Like you never know. Like Joey, look at all those people using the steroids, and you think they look good, and then their kidneys are fucking up. They have colon problems. They have fucking problems with their penis, like testicular problems, their liver, um, their glands, right? Like their glands. ESPN Plus went bad last card. Dana was pissed. Yeah, well, they lost two fights, so they had to like fill in and do all the filler. It was long. It didn't have a good pace, right? And that's to be expected because they lost two events, right? Like they lost two people, like two cards, so that's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But then they overran and did even more bullshit, right? Like they did even more stuff to try to like just fill in, and it just didn't work, right? I mean, because that's not their model. They want to get the prelims for ESPN is just a contractual thing. They're hoping for exciting fights so that people purchase the fight. And I don't know what sales on this card did, but oh, you couldn't buy the pay per view on ESPN, but you could definitely. Yeah, you could, for sure you could, for sure, because it always like when you log in, and not even just when you log in. Most partnerships, like most the UFC has partnerships, even with Samsung. So before you even get an ESPN Plus, it already there's this little thing that lets you purchase the pay per view, right? So they're already in cahoots with with the Samsung provider, right? So you're going to be able to purchase it. Um, I mean, everybody's already talking about, Joey, the biggest, like not necessarily clickbait, but the biggest topic in UFC and mixed martial arts right now is that there's no star power. Nobody's uh, there was no access and went down. Oh, probably the ordering process. That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. Like they weren't able to connect to it, but they already have the statistics on that, and then the UFC gets paid. Hopefully, they get paid back for it. Maybe they don't. I would assume they have like some kind of service agreement with whoever is ordering, or they have the software that's ordering the fights. Like they have already like some kind of agreement with them, uh, and they're going to get paid back. Because like when I worked in the tech industry, that we had like things that were called a service agreement, and in those service agreements, we paid if we were down for a certain amount of time, we would pay you money, right? Didn't like as much space that I had up here, so I moved the camera a little bit closer, right? But yeah, like the UFC is not hurting any money. They're not losing any money, and as long as they got their shit already with ESPN, they're getting paid already. As long as they put on any content like with ESPN, that's why that slap thing makes, oh, Dana loves that. That's like free money for Dana. Free money, like it's so stupid. And ESPN bought it. I mean, that gives hope for anything. Like it gives hopes that you could have a water balloon. Why don't we have water balloon competitions? Dodgeball might actually, remember that movie Dodgeball? Dodgeball might actually have hope to be a legit team thing on ESPN now. You know, water balloon fights, pillow fights, extreme pillow fighting. They're gonna have pillow fights on there. What else can they have on there? Oh, they already have like, you know, what are the people that do the the paintball special, paintball, right? No one wants it. He's going to YouTube. Oh, you mean it's going to YouTube? Yeah, but he already made his money off of it. He made so much money off of fucking Slapfest because it was on ESPN Plus for whatever for even a year. That's making him a gazillion amount of bucks. Josephus Comedies. There is already a professional chase and tag. Yeah, I saw the chase and tag. There was a tag league. Those guys are really good. They're almost like parkour guys, but it gives hope to that stuff like that professional tag shit. Anything. If they could put Slap Fest on ESPN, you could get anything on ESPN. Like you know, because who's actually finds slap? It's not even fun. It's boring. I'd rather watch the tag, you know, the chase and tag, and I'd rather watch fucking, you know, not the monster trucks, but the robot fighting. I'd rather watch fucking people throw water balloons at each other and dodgeball. I'd rather watch that than Slapfest. Slapfest is so fucking stupid. It is the dumbest. I'd rather watch. You know, remember the shit they used to watch the lumberjack people like cutting the wood, how quick they cut a slice of wood, or chopped a tree down. I'd rather watch that shit than Slapfest. You know, like this Slapfest is just so bad, but he sells it and people watch that shit. I'd rather watch the car fighting, you know, the jujitsu in a car or the MMA in the guys in Russia. They have the MMA in the phone booth. They're literally in a phone booth beating the shit out of each other like in a little box. I'd rather watch that than Slapfest. Slapfest is, like I said, it's just great free money for Dana. He doesn't even, he better love it. He better talk about it because it just makes so much money for him. Oh, you mean the UFC off 20 million? It's worth 1 billion in a few years. Yeah. Or was it Slapfest that's worth that much? It's not worth that much. It's what he got out of it, and what ESPN. I mean, can you imagine being a salesperson for ESPN going to like what Old Spice? Actually, Old Spice would probably be a good sponsor for them. Joseph's Comedy is saying Slapfest is going to be a lot of good data for medical professionals studying CTE. Hell yeah. They're going to get the CTE and like lesions and yeah, you're getting the CTE there. Like naked, just hard. And then like, you know, the guys, they're practicing doing like that palm strike, you know? They're doing that, this dude's palm strike, essentially. It's not really a slap, it's like a palm strike, which is even worse. The boss root and palm strike and shit. It's not a slap. That's what you gotta do. You don't slap. You fucking make sure you get that palm in there. And you're gonna knock the motherfucker out each time. And you'll see dudes like measuring up the palm to where it needs to be. And you know, like you're just gonna go out. You know, like you know, even if you have a chin, it's not even having a chin. It's like you could, you know, fracture somebody's fucking skull with one of those slaps. Like especially a palm strike. Have it be a palm strike. I mean, we're all MMA guys, or I don't know, Joseph, if or Josephus, Josephus or Josephus Comedy. Hopefully, maybe Joseph is a comedy person. We like comedy. Save comedy, Josephus. Don't let Elon do comedy. Save comedy. This is the hot tea for bureaucracy. I figured out why this tea isn't, even though I don't mind it, it's not great, is that it has a little licorice in it, and it's like the least herb and ingredient in it, but it's the strongest. So I taste the licorice the most. Actually, there are four people, which is great. There's only like none in here. Let's see if you know, like up the stream, guys, and whatever, and maybe somebody else will join us here as we're talking about like the worst sport ever. What other, like, ESPN has already tried everything though, and some of the better sports they've taken away. Like, you don't see bowling on ESPN anymore, right? You don't see stuff like the Lumberjacks anymore. You don't see the cigar thing. Oh, I mean the cigar bread. Oh, is saying he has a cigar review too, in the style of silent films, the silent cigar review show. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that. It ages us though, Josephus. Right, but yeah, I do the cigar reviews as well, my man. I do cigars. I'm not doing one right now. Indoors. I will start doing these late night cigar reviews once the weather's really nice. I'll be outside in the backyard on the porch, and I'll be able to smoke a cigar and talk and do, basically a cigar review again. So I'll have to check that out, Joseph. I'll definitely, in fact, let me find your channel right now. I could put Joseph. I like what other people do. I'm not going to say that. We go to YouTube. Let me find Joseph's channel. Hopefully, I can find your channel, Joseph. Here's the other thing that's horrible about YouTube is that I could put in Joseph. No, see, I put in Jossie, Joseph, I put in Josephus, and your channel doesn't come up yet. Let me just type in Josephus. It's just for my humor. Nope. Nope. Josephus on Jesus. That. Josephus, the Jewish Roman War. Yeah. See, look at it. Dude, Josephus comedy. Let's see if it brings your channel up. Man, this is going to suck, Josephus. You do not come up. When I type in your name, Josephus comedy. Oh, okay, there we go. I have to go to channel, right? Oh, there's the Silent Cigar Show. I have to go to channel, and while I got you here, let me do this. Boom, boom, boom. Chat, properties. Let me go to Josephus. YouTube. No, come on. Where's Josephus at? Come on. It should have it here in Safari. One moment. Bear with. Oh, Josephus. There we go. There we go. We're gonna put you. Yeah, there's Josephus' channel. Josephus has 4 videos. He has 36 subscribers now, 37. The Silent Cigar Shows. He just started, Josephus. Well, welcome to the cigar review. Afghan Kush. He's also got some weed reviews, obviously. I like that Afghan Kush look. Let's just play it. That's some good weed, Josephus. Oh my, that's a good one. That's some comedy there, Josephus. Good job there, brother. Look at that. I don't know how many views he got there, but you got a new subscriber, Josephus. There we go. Pretty funny. Actually, we could play another one of Josephus's videos. Let's play another one here. Wow, that's a big old fucking storm. And you got, wow, really nice plants, Josephus. Those are beautiful plant you got there, and that's the badong. Those are the bongs that Joey likes. Joey likes the badong. I like those Hunter S. Thompson glasses, Josephus. The Hunter S. Thompson glasses. Ooh. Hopefully I was getting that. Yeah. Those are the bongs that Joey likes. Joey, those are your bongs right there, brother. Yeah, so Josephus, thanks. Keep up the good work there. I'm going to definitely watch some of these here. Actually, we could watch one right now. We can watch one right now here. It's silent, though. Oh, no, it's not.
hosted by Chatty Arbuckle.
Hi, Chatty, and welcome back, Dag. It sure is a beautiful day in these neighborly woods.
I like the coat there. Oh, he's got a surfboard. And he's shooting BBs at it. That's awesome.
Let's see
Or
who's on the
22s at
surfboard
it.
this week.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. Oh, the Milano is really nice.
If you're looking for a sweet, beefy 20-minute treat, you can find them at McCraney's.
He's got-
Tobacco,
All right.
cigars.
Ooh, nice little box there.
Get it lit this week, Chatty.
And he's
This
using
week's
a
cutter is a deep V cutter lighter combo by Cigar Bros. Legend has it, they're chainsaw proof.
chainsaw proof.
That's
Yeah.
a nice looking deep V on this box pressed beauty. Once you start toasting your tootsies like Chatty does, you'll do it forevermore.
And he's right. Like, it completes poems like
The
on a
first
pole.
20 minutes.
I love the surfboard there. I'm a surfer myself, Josephus. Yeah,
This
nice
is a
photo.
savory cigar with woodsy
Good looking
flavors.
cigar.
Earth, tobacco, notes of sweet leather and pepper on the retro.
No, he does the retro hair. Look
Manageable
out.
amounts of pepper. Woof woof.
He does the woof woof.
Burn line is slightly wavy with a firm ash.
He's making fun of the woof woof.
The second 20 minutes.
The second 20 minutes. It's a good looking
Good
cigar.
flavor developments. Still delicious. The burn line's wavy at times, but it corrects itself. The ash is firm. This cigar pairs well with a sunset by the creek.
Oh yeah, it would. You live in a nice area. Woof
The third
woof.
20 minutes.
I like that it's like the not first, third, second, third. You do it by time,
It's
which is
still
pretty
delicious, but no construction issues. The burn line's straight, and the ash is firm, holding on strong.
cool. Yeah, it's a well constructed. Yeah, the Milanos are like high end Oliva, or like, you know, like their baby right now. And it's on like some people's best cigar list, so
It doesn't get much straighter
it
than
better
that.
be
And boy,
great
look
quality.
At that ash.
Now, you lost the black and white there, though, when you're doing that. But I like that. You go to color when you're doing the cigar. And then you go to the black and white, which is cool.
It looks like Chatty might be tasting music again.
That's pretty cool. I don't know if you script these. You like Bach. I like Bach as well. That's why I like Hannibal. It's concertos. Joey wouldn't like that. Boy, Joey doesn't like Bach.
The fourth 20 minutes.
All right, so is this the last? I don't know how many 20 minutes we're going into since we're in the 420 minutes. Ooh, the ash fell off, which is good. It's a nice looking ash. Three comments. Thanks for watching. So much fun to watch. I really enjoy this style of
So far, this
presentation.
cigar's
I like
been
it
a
too.
wonderful experience, all the way around.
There's a surfboard in color.
Oliva, Serie V, Palladio, Grand Reserva Limitada.
And there's the color again. This part is a little long there, Josephus.
This
still
cigar
good.
almost smokes itself.
It smokes itself. And it looks funny with the ash there. And a cigar is sort of smoke itself, but like, well, the people don't need to hear that.
The final 20 minutes.
All right, man. So you've been going for like 80 minutes or a little longer here. That's good. That's a good cigar. Yeah, you nubbed it. That means it had to be a really good cigar. If you smoke it all the way, and then you paid good money for it, so I'd be smoking it down to that part too. And that's funny. You
Still
actually
has a
you.
firm ash and a very straight burn line.
Yep. There you go. Burn line. I don't know if you're being facetious or not there, Josephus, but good stuff, man.
Earth.
Oh, it's funny. This
Tobacco. Sweet leather.
tobacco.
Sweet wood with a manageable amount of pepper on the retro. Woof woof.
Yeah, I like the whole woof woof thing.
You'll need to prepare to spend about 90 minutes on this cigar.
90. You were in 20-minute increments. How about how do you get the 90?
Hats off, Olivar. That's a fine cigar. A fine cigar indeed.
A fine cigar indeed. All right, cool. That's
all,
all,
Smokes.
Smokes. Good stuff, man.
Do YouTube things.
That's cool. There you go, Joseph. Cool shit. We got Joseph. I don't know if he's still in the stream, but that was pretty cool. Build your channel, Joe. You'll get there. I got nobody, and I have hundreds of videos, but nothing as good as that. Nothing really as entertaining as what Joseph has there. Right? Where am I at? Let me get to my channel. No, okay, so my channel. Boom. So I had Joseph there. So that's my active screen or one of them. So yeah, so cool stuff. Cool stuff, man. I like doing shit like that. Thanks for coming in, Josephus. Good stuff, man. I think there's a niche for that, and like how you're making fun of stuff or whatever. I like that too. Yeah, the timing, especially on the app that you're using, because you're using an app, is key, right? Because you have a limit. I don't know what, it says that you're using the Filmmaker. I've not used that before. So let me get me back in there, and boom, I just get back to center. Yeah, like you got the comedy thing going. It's not typical, right? Everybody's just there talking. You got music. You have a little more like different editing. You're going from you to an interesting environment to yeah. It's just more entertaining and more interesting than most of the shit that's out there. So hopefully you get some traction, and I see you got like some money. I don't to donate to the show. Maybe you get some money too, right? Or at minimum, what I always wanted to do, and now like you get a bad reputation. I wanted people to like send me the cigars to review, and now you get a bad like if you mention that people, it's like okay, well, at this point I don't really want it. Like you can send me a cigar, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna buy my own cigar anyways. Why would I need to try somebody's cigar that probably isn't that, or even if it is good? I'm at the point where I'd rather just get a good quality of cigar, enjoy my time, and I don't have to be obligated to anything. And like, what if I don't like it? Like I tried this one cigar I didn't like. Like I was halfway through it, I junked it. And it wasn't even for a cigar review. It was just more for my own taste, right? Like I was on a walk, right? I went to Binny's and I did a little short on it, but I wanted a cigar that I could, walk and not spend a lot of money on because I'm going to be walking with it. It was a bad idea. Never doing that. I'd rather spend $10 even for a cigar that I'm going to be walking with than $4 on a fucking shitty cigar that I'm going to be walking with. Just not buying the shitty $4 cigar anymore. Or I should have just bought like the Drew Estates, or was it the Alec and Bradley's factory smokes, like something like that. I should have purchased those. So yeah, I like what Josephus is doing. And then I lost Joey here. I had two Joes in the fucking audience. Now I got nobody. Two Joes. Come on. Got to be doing well if I got two Joes. But yeah, that makes me, I wanted to do something, but it really wasn't that original. Like I wanted to go to like Chicago landmarks and be around like historical places and just have like mention something about like a tourist thing. So it would be like a tourist / cigar tour. Like I'd be smoking a cigar and then I'd go into like cliche crap, right? Or I could find something interesting that isn't as cliche, but it's all cliche. Like the building where the St. Valentine's Day Massacre took place, or Capone's bar, right? Or go to the Billy Goat, right? The original Billy Goat. Go to the Wrigley building, just like probably the Bean, like silly, not really silly, but like as I'm going. But I like his idea a lot better. I like Josephus' content a lot better than my idea because it's funny, it's creative, it's interesting, and I'd rather watch that interview. And it's funny that he mentioned the Woof Woof guy because I can only watch his shorts. I can't even watch like his long format. And that's what's funny is like I can't. I guess I could watch my own long format because I'm actually talking about other shit besides cigars when I'm doing my reviews. My cigar reviews are really like stream of consciousness. I'm just like talking shit. We're talking about fucking, not just cigars. We're talking about life. We're talking about news of the day. A lot of MMA, of course, it's MMA channel. There's always something else that I'm going to be discussing. I gave a history lessons one time or twice, right? So there might be discussion of history. I would have loved to have talked, and maybe I will. I'll write out something like I did the whole news thing in the morning once recently, where I talked about Gene Hackman. I talked about that young lady that died from steroids, and then I talked about the dude that was shot by recently, by shot by what do they call it? When he was shot to fucking instead of lethal injection or electrocution, he decided okay, shot by firing squad. Yeah, he was shot by firing squad. So I did something on that. Guys, thank you for being in here. If you still are in here, please hit the like button. Also, just comment something for me to talk about. It's such a challenge to not. And it's funny, like Josephus said, he's a transginger now, whatever the hell that means. I guess he's just he's coloring his hair. I wish I had hair to do that. I'm losing my hair as I speak, and I'm not going to do anything. Although I'm jealous of one thing. I'm jealous of the new generation. I still have a lot of headroom. It's because I'm leaning back on my chair. I still have like nowadays, like besides the cool video games, besides all the electronics, besides like not having like wireless phones and the internet, and you could get laid via the internet and get drugs even and everything else. One thing that you guys have is all the new drugs for like hair loss. Like you get, I wouldn't be this way if I had all the shit they got out there nowadays. So Josephus Comedy saying he's going to pair a Festivus by Cigar Clowns with Blood Moon on Friday. Huh. All right. He likes pairing cigars with landmarks and moon phases. Okay, Josephus, you're a strange boy. But yeah, I was saying, like the pairing the landmarks. I was thinking of doing something similar, like just for fun, just to try to change up the content, because like I like what you're doing, because like every cigar reviewer is the same thing. They're sitting down talking. That's all they're doing. Oh, and now it's at the fifth third, and I couldn't believe, for example, Hugo Smokes, and I'm not putting Hugo Smokes down. He didn't like a cigar, but the dude mentioned like 30 notes on the cigar. I'm like, how could it be a bad cigar if it has that many notes? It mentioned it had licorice, it had some little bit of hint of citrus in it. I'm like, man, that's got to be a great cigar. He didn't like it. He said it wasn't his taste, and he didn't like the cigar. I'm like, if it has that many notes, for me, that's going to be a stellar cigar. You mean it tastes more than just like you were mentioning, the wood, tobacco, earth, and cedar? It's got more of a diverse palette. More notes than those 3 or 4. I'm gonna love it, right? And he's over there, man, just going off on a cigar that he doesn't like. Like he's able to like make me like it as he's talking about it. He doesn't mention that it sucks. I would just tell you it sucks plainly, but he's mentioning all these notes. And then I watched another show where they want you to be like that. The guy was like, they sent a cigar to somebody that wanted to do reviews and wanted to do reviews for, as part of this group. So they sent them a cigar as a trial, and he mentioned like 3 notes, and that's the only 3 notes he was able to pick up. And then the people were like, he just didn't seem qualified in the cigar review thing, because you got the more than just love it. They, they really want that developed palate or whatever else, which I understand completely, but I just don't, he picked up the three notes, like, all right, most cigars are going to have, those three or a three. And I guess you got to figure out some other ones. Otherwise, you're constantly, and I'm always in that trap too, because I myself, despite having I would say a very diverse palette set or be able to pick up on stuff, I'm always searching for the same type of cigars, right? I'm always looking for like stuff that I smoked when I first started smoking and the certain flavors that I got and that experience that I got from smoking from a long time ago. And it isn't going to happen. Like, cigars now are different from cigars years ago. Cigars you purchase this year are going to be different from next year. Like, it's just such a changing uh, product that it's never really the same. So Josefa says he's going to pair. Wait, no, he's like he says he likes Matt Booth from Room 101 cigars. I think I've seen something on Room 101. He says the cigars are flavored with leprechaun magic and fairy dust. Yeah. Oh man, Josephus, it looks like you and I would have partied back in the day. I would have loved to have. I've been thinking of it. Once if something, I'm in this career move. If that doesn't happen, I was talking to my buddy Joey, and I've been watching this one show. Actually, it's on Netflix. It's called Medusas. And one of the things that the family does to get rich in Colombia is that they're creating a psychedelic product, like the mushroom product. And it seems like that's becoming more and more mainstream. And it's just funny that this is like in a Colombian telenovela, but more of a whatever Netflix special. It's a soap opera, but they put it into like a mini series. But it's a soap opera, and the families makes money, and their whole big project of getting like some magic mushrooms. And I haven't done mushrooms in, man, I want to say like almost 30 years. Probably no, not quite. Maybe yeah. Yeah, maybe before 30 years I haven't done mushrooms. Maybe I would say in 25, past 25 years at least. I haven't done them, and I used to love mushrooms. I used to do mushrooms all the time. I used to gobble them up like Mike Tyson gobbles them up, man. He gobbles them up like fucking milk duds. I used to do the same thing. I used to grab a handful. Yeah, in fact, yeah, that was the last time I did it. It was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. We were in Costa Rica. Was it Costa Rica or Nicaragua? Both places, actually. Every place we went to, we found mushrooms, right? The secret of the patties, right? Going into farmers, that was the dangerous part of it. We only got like caught once, and the farmer knew what we were doing. He was pissed. He let us go. We didn't grab anything out from his thing, but he was like, he would have loved for his dogs. He wasn't calling off his dogs, and they were being aggressive. And he would have loved to have. He had a gun. He would have loved to have shot us. And he could have. We were on his property, but we weren't there to and we were a diverse group of guys. So that's another reason probably why he wasn't. Like I spoke to him. We had an Asian guy that was in our group. A white, different ages, right? So, and there was a bunch of us. So he wasn't, gonna be shooting us because we were like running 8 guys deep looking, 8 to 10 guys looking for mushrooms, which we always found them in whatever country we went to. And was that in Nicaragua or was that in Costa Rica? I think it was in Costa Rica. And oh, that's not good. I'm gonna have to fucking deal with this again. But yeah, the bugs are back. I was in the outside a few days ago, and there were flies back, and it was not cool seeing those things again. But yeah, so I get it that the cigars flavors with leprechaun magic and fairy dust. I mean, I'm more of a purist, and I wouldn't say I'm a historian, but like I've been to a couple cigar farms, and I love the history behind cigars quite a bit, right? And I still would want to go. For example, I'm anxious to go to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, to San Andreas, Mexico, to check out that area of cigars. I've been to some of the cigar factories in Nicaragua and Esteli. I've been there before long ago. When I was recently in Costa Rica, I went to a cigar factory, which was just a store, this little storefront. And they had cigars that pelotas, that big peloton, like big bins of tobacco in the back, big in boxes. And so I mean, and it was stuff that they got locally, so it was locally sourced tobacco. So it was indeed like, they're legit. They just had this little store, and they could call themselves a factory. And I was like, what? Of course, I just found it on Google, and I went there. So, oh, the Cameroon Dragon. I really enjoy that sweet leather and nutty flavor they have. Hey, Josephus, everybody knows from my videos and just for me, my Cameroons are my favorite leafs, and second is San Andreas. So I love those nub Cameroons. I love the New World Cameroons. I have older Partius that have the Cameroon wrapper. The Cameroon even used as a binder is fantastic, right? Like you get the Cameroon as a binder, but I love the Cameroon leaves. I'm right there with you. I love, and in fact, I was going to buy some nubs off of online that they were a good sale, but then, yes, I save like $10 if I buy them online, but I like giving business to my local guy, and I want them to see my face, and I'm not just supporting them, but they invite you to stuff. Ben's smoking late, but here, hey Benjamin, they're late. I came on late. I don't know. You're not late for the show, brother. This is all just shooting off the hip. I'm not even smoking a cigar, as you can see. I'm indoors. I don't have an indoor area. I'm not allowed. I don't smoke indoors, and I don't want to anymore, especially down here. Fuck, dude. Not only does the cigars like get all over the house, but like even here, like they'll smell up my clothes. They smell up the carpet down here. Smell up everything. Like it just and old cigars. Even for me, that I love cigars. I sort of like that old cigar smell, but not a lot. There's a certain point where if you're smoking a lot, it's gonna have this fermented ammonia scent to it. So I don't smoke down here anymore. Even if I had air purifiers and all that other shit, I love smoking indoors, but it's better to do it at somebody else's house, maybe somebody that does smoke a lot, and have the air purifiers or whatever. But welcome Ben, and regardless. But I'm not doing a cigar reviews, and I regret that I'm not. But I can't do it, and I just came on just to say hello, just to talk shit, and I'm glad everybody's here. A Pure African Cameroon by Banff. I'm gonna have to check that out, brother. Like a Pure African Cameroon Puro, but I find that the cigars, like a Puro, is great. Depending on where everything's from, I wonder how a Puro, a pure Cameroon would be, right? Like it might be very overwhelming, might be very intense, but it all depends, man. I mean, that's the other thing that is fantastic about us right now in the new world and here in the United States and our market. Like the new world cigars are just it's down to a science, and you got these people that are working on the blends of cigars that have been doing it now for 40, 50 years, if not longer, with the folks that came from Cuba and that were in the Dominican Republic and other parts of the Caribbean and even Mexico and Central America or even Asia, right? Like, so the blenders now and the people in the cigar world are so good. The science is so good. The horticulture behind making cigars is so fucking advanced now, right? And that was the other thing, talking about the mushrooms. Like, there's like, it seems like there's new old stuff, and it seems like, oh, it wouldn't help, they've been doing it this long, but it does. The technology and the new way of doing things really does help. So Ben Smokin says he agrees with indoor, doesn't want a lingering smell, especially when it's like cigarettes. Oh man, dude, cigarettes are even worse. Thank God my girlfriend quit cigarettes, man. Cigarettes have an even a worse smell. Like I don't I'm before, I know I'm before Ben's time, but Josephus probably remembers walking into bars or even restaurants, primarily bars, that smell like cigarettes. That smell was like this mixed in with piss, right? Like you walk in a dive bar and it has that cigarette smell, that tobacco smell, mixed in with fucking beer, old beer, stale beer that's been on the floor, fucking people's booze breath, and then cigarettes. Oh my God, I sort of miss it. I sort of love that smell. I miss that smell. You knew you knew you were living when you walked into a place like that. That it smelled like everything. Might even have some weed in it. Shit, I used to smell the coke, and I could probably smell the coke on people nowadays. I could actually smell their body, like from their sweat. I'd be able to like, oh, that dude's he's on some good cocaine. Yeah, Joseph Comedy says you could smoke on planes when he was a baby. Yeah, when I was the first plane I was on, which was a TWA plane going to Puerto Rico. It was going to Miami. I'm sorry, first Miami. You could smoke in a certain section. It was very small, and they were weaning it out back then. This is in the '70s. They were weaning it out like it was the last era, last few years, if I remember correctly, of smoking on a plane. But yes, you could still smoke on a plane when I was younger, right? So Benjamin saying, or before that, Joseph said, Banff has a Transylvanian poodle called the Blood of Vlad. That's up your alley. I'll check it out. That's the other thing with me, Joseph. One thing I don't like because I'm sort of a purist and I like the traditional cigar making. Like I don't like the whole thing with the bat on it. But like I don't mind the Murcielago, the blend, but like the whole new, and I buy this stuff like Dad's Home Movies, the labels and the names of all this shit, like, and I have it. You know what I mean? Here, let me go grab a box of stuff that I have that I need to smoke for, and that I think I smoked most of them already. But so so I will try that. I'll try that. I tried that. Not the Murcielago. I should be able to pronounce this thing. I can speak Spanish fluently. Murcielago, which is the bat, right? The black bat, and it's also a slang term for fucking cops. Murcielago, Murcielago. I just don't say the bat that often. I don't like bats, right? And there was another one from Oscar that like had this demon wings on it. The Blood of Vlad band is a cross with a drop of blood. Yeah, I'm not into that shit, man. I'm not into that. I love golf chicks, and I love the music, right? Like I could make out and hang out and dance with some golf people, no problem. I just not into the fashion of it, which is ironic because I don't mind how good the little ladies look, and I don't mind that aspect of it. But some of the aesthetic of it, like I love Nine Inch Nails. I love Espinosa. I love Espinosa cigars. I got the crema, and I've done reviews on it. If you guys go and look at my lives, primarily is where I've done most of my cigar reviews. Ben said, "Great time to be alive. Some of the best selections." Yeah, Ben, absolutely, brother. We have. So I started smoking in the '90s, which was the first big boom, and there were great cigars back then. Like the quality, it's just such good cigars. And you know what? Now we have even more. Like we have even more. I think the problem we encounter now is that there's this oversaturation, stuff going quick to market that isn't as exclusive, more of a strain on the dirt. And so, like, where you get your cigars and who gets them and what particular cigars you're getting, because, like, even Espinosa is making cigars for, like, different people, right? Like, there are these farms and everyone's, like the wine industry, there's only a limited amount of dirt to share and to make and produce wine for people, like in terms of the higher quality shit. And it's the same with cigars. Like there's just certain locations that are produced better, like that, like wherever it is in Cameroon, which I haven't researched yet. Ironically, I haven't like researched that area of Cameroon where they make the cigars, and I should, and I'm going to. But if you do search and look at photos, for example, of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, where near San Andreas, and you just go on Google Earth and look at some of the jungles there, and you're like, man, this is fucking cool. Like there's some, you can see why they're, and it's close to the coast, right? So similar to like a wine, it has that. It's far. The coast is far, but there still is enough from the Gulf side, right? That gets that ocean air, right, in there as well to help with, the tobacco. So but it is a great time, right? It's a great time to be into cigars, man. We have stuff coming out from every country, and all of it's like high quality. All the in fact, Dominican cigars now are not, like Honduras, Nicaragua, have really surpassed even the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic still has a better factories and better cigar, probably even the knowledgeable cigar makers. But I think they're also getting a lot of their stuff from Central and South America and even Mexico now. Like there's so much good tobacco coming from those areas. So, but yeah, Josephus, I'm gonna have to try the Blood of Vlad, and it is an Espinosa cigar. Again, I'm not huge into those names and gimmicks, right? But if I learn the blend, like if you say it's a Transylvanian Puro, I don't know if Transylvania, if it's actually from Transylvania, which I doubt. Although Romania has wine, and I would gather maybe in Romania they could grow some tobacco. Europe hasn't been known for like their best tobacco. Whether, although the irony is that like if Benjamin was talking about cigarettes earlier, my favorite cigarettes are all European brands, but I think most of their tobacco is like from Africa or Asia. I don't think that their tobacco, of course, is from Europe. I love the tea when it's this temperature, where I could almost guzzle it. Right, it's not as hot. But yeah, Espinosa makes great product. There's just so much good stuff out there. Like you could go to, I went to some of these online other retailers, like I think it was Cigar Page, it was it, and they carry a lot of good brands, right? And I have so many cigars that I need to try, and then I'm just like financially, I'm at a spot right now where I'm shouldn't be because I got shit. I got $1,000, maybe more, worth of cigars in the Frigidor, like in my like humidor fridge, right? Yeah, like I have enough cigars. Not a lot. I have some Lucy's left, a bunch of Lucy's actually. But I have I have boxes of certain things that I really like the Oro cigars, right? The New World de Oro. I love my Plasencia, the 149 San Andres Cosecha, the 151, the silver one as well from Plasencia. I got some Dunbarton, the Dunbarton Sin Compromiso, a box of those in there. So I got a couple boxes of stuff that I'm gonna break open. Always said I'm gonna save it for like special occasion or something like that. But I'm gonna make like an unboxing, and it's stuff that other people have had and done reviews on. So I'm gonna have to do my review on it eventually. Oh wait, so Josephus is not joking that this is from Transylvania. His factory is about 7 miles from Vlad's castle in Transylvania. He has a few factories: ROCF Rodriguez Olivian Cigar Factors. He rolls about 108 different brands. Yeah, Espinosa. Thank you for getting on ChatGPT. You probably could have done it as well. But yeah, the that's funny. The Vlad's Castle in Transylvania, huh? ROCF, the Rodriguez Olivian Cigar Factory. Yeah, 108 brands. Yeah, that's the same. Like even with La Aurora, like Arturo Fuente, all these families. The Fernandez family. From Our Father, they roll a ton of people. Like H. Upman, like rolls a ton of cigars for people. Davidoff has. It's. I thought no Olivia. Olivia's tied to Davidoff as well. Does Oliva make? Does he make Davidoff cigars? I mean, I know they have their own like factory, and I know they got their own thing, right? But it might be. I don't want to get into the weeds here too much of that. But yeah, that stuff's interesting too, right? But I thought that Davidoff produced the Oliva brand, or maybe they own it somehow. He says he likes Stolen Throne cigars. I think they're rolled in the Rojas. Oh, you mean the Rojas with the J, or the Rojas? I like the Blue Bonnets cigar. That was a really good cigar from Rojas. And there were a couple other Rojas cigars that I've tried recently. Admittedly, I've been smoking cigars for a long time, and I wasn't big into, because there was a period there where I was only smoking occasionally. I wasn't like smoking as like I am now, and so I would always get like my Partagas. Like I've smoked Partagas my whole life, or I'd always get Monte Cristo. Like, and I would see these new brands, and I would just like not even smoke them. And the irony, no, because I have smoked some of the newer Partagas, I've smoked some of the newer Monte Cristos. the irony is that I don't smoke any of the traditional house brands that I once did, including Arturo Fuente, right? Including Arturo Fuente. Although that's not true. I had one of the short stories of fuck during the summertime, right? And then I still, in fact, I've been meaning to get a box. That's one thing that people don't realize, like with Arturo Fuente. Like, okay, great, I get it. They do put like their best shit into their Opus and all these other lines, but I remember when Arturo Fuente first started, and you just get a box of the 858s. You were happy to have that, and you could like hold on to it, right? And I still believe in that. Like I have a box of the Chateaus, right? The Cedar Line Chateau Maduros. Love that cigar. Or even the Naturale with the Cedar Line. I need to get a box of those. Throw them in the humidor. Forget about them for, a year or two. 3 years even. Just forget about them. Whip them out. You're going to be great, man. I'm glad I'm actually talking about cigars in one of my lives. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't think I've had somebody. Usually, the discussion is not about cigars whatsoever. It's always about something else that I'm talking about. Usually MMA or something else. But yeah, like I want to learn more about some of the factories. I mean, that's important to me, right? And I like this, the Soul and Throne. Some of the names are really cool. But again, it's like when I smoke the Rojas, like I've had the Blue Bonnets, I'm gonna sort of go back to the stuff that I liked and smoked before, right? But doing the cigar reviews, I definitely have opened up and been like, okay, let me try that, and it usually for the most part has worked out well. Although the guy that works in the humidor where I purchase most of my cigars, the store Norwood Park Rural Cigars, he's no longer with them, so there's somebody new there. She could definitely figure out my tastes eventually. She'll figure them out. I just haven't been buying any new cigars because we're in the winter here. If you check out some of my videos, man, I'm in the fucking cold ass fucking garage, the icebox. One evening, I should say, I literally almost got frostbite on my fucking fingers, from smoking a cigar. I almost got fucking frostbite, which would have been embarrassing and just fucked to go to the hospital. Oh, I got frostbite because I was fucking smoking a cigar in the fucking goddamn garage. But you know what? I bet the doctor would say, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Joseph is saying he really likes finding leaves that I like and chasing those throughout different brands. Yeah. And I think, Josephus, though, that's my big problem is like with the Cameroon. I love my Cameroon wrappers because I love that jungle. And I always describe it as plantain. Like it has this like sweet, but yet it's not super sweet. Like that's my favorite note in a cigar and it's tough to chase that. Like not a lot of cigars have that. It just doesn't seem to match up anymore. And some cigars like that Nub Cameroon has a hint of it, and that's why I love it so much. That's why it's one of my favorite, and I rated it a 10. Is it because it has that element? So I'm in the same way, right? It's just like for example, my Connecticut Shade cigars. I'm still looking for that cigars that has that like cashew and almost vanilla like quality, right? Like that it's so soft that it's creamy in a real creamy way. Like it actually tastes like a little vanilla that's not flavored, right? Like it's not a flavored vanilla, or that it has like more of a cashew, that nut, and it's very self-evident. And I'm always chasing that, and nothing really has that any longer, right? So I fall into that trap of wanting that and just seeking those flavors out, but forgetting and needing to talk about the cigar for what I'm given. Like you're given what it is what it is, right? It's in front of you. You should, toasted cashew. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Woof woof. Woof woof. The toasted cashew with hints of nutmeg and a smattering of ginger. Fuck. This guy was talking one thing about the cigar. I'm like, oh my god. Like the cigar had 16 notes. Like not even more. When he was smoking through the cigar, I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know if I could pick up that many notes, even if the cigar were. I just couldn't. I was like, I'm not. Don't think the guy's lying, because I've had cigars, but and maybe again. Yeah, it was just. I was just impressed by it. I'm impressed by that. More often than not, I want, like I don't know what my objective is always in my reviews, but I'm like yourself, Joseph. I'm always leaning to try to find something that is my favorite, like, and then I give it a rating, and if it's up in there in the Nine Club, I'm gonna buy that again. Might even buy a box of it, right? I go back and I buy all the cigars that I really really like. I go back and I buy a box of. If I do a review of it and it's on that area, like the nubs. And I don't have any more of the nubs because I took those to, people loved the nubs, in my opinion, is like the best cigar to take to an event where people don't smoke a lot of cigars because they're at the right price point. They're smaller, right? So people aren't going to be intimidated with it. You take some of the those Cameroons, Maduro, and even the Connecticut's. You take a box with like five of each of those, you know what I mean? An assortment of it. I'm telling you, it hits. People love them. You know, even the cigar lovers know them. They love them. It's a no brainer. It's a no brainer for like going to an event or something and giving them out to people. You don't feel like you're giving away your Opus X's and I laugh at the dudes that do that. Like even some of the cigar events that I go to, and I get it. We're at a special event, a special occasion, and they're smoking like the $50 fucking Arturo Fuente or the special fucking Padron, and it's like, dude, I couldn't even taste that unless I could, unless it, with 50 people in a room smoking, it's just hard sometimes for those flavors to get through, and then you're talking and you're drinking, and which I'm no longer doing, but still you're talking, and yeah, I'm gonna have to figure all that out once I go to those rooms. But yeah, like you're constantly comparing and talking about flavors in a cigar that were in the past, and you get locked into trying to find that. It's like your favorite candy bar, your favorite cookie, right? Like I get the same cookies all the time. The people who like ice cream, they get the same fucking ice cream all the time. Like if they like the Reese's Pieces or whatever. I don't always do that way, but yeah, I'm sort of that way. I got all the same cookies. Lately, I've been doing good with my chocolates. I used to have to have the same type of chocolate all the time. Now I'm like, okay, let me try the salted caramel. Oh, look, they have a vanilla with nuts in it. That's not only, let me try some of that, right? So lately, I've been trying to diversify my palate, right? Just open myself up a little bit more. So, Josephus, I'm glad you mentioned those cigars because I'm gonna try them. Even though when I'm at a place, I veer away from those. I call them novelty cigars. Like the Rojas made the taco cigars, and then I had one of them. I was like, oh man, come on, why am I gonna fucking? I hate the stupid name, the fucking stupid Mexican bandolero dude. The compadre with the big old hat. The street tacos blend that they made, and then you actually have, uh, one of those. And I can see why that flathead chocolate bar flathead. Oh no, wait. Favorite chocolate bar cigar is the Flathead 660. Well, those are flatheads are pretty strong cigars. Chocolate bar. I mean, actually, like chocolate bar. And Joseph is saying nubs is still last about an hour, which is what I like about them. I could stretch those out to a little bit longer than an hour. If I'm just like chilling out, I could actually stretch those out longer. Like they smoke really well, right? And that's why I like the papas fritas, the Liga Privada, the Drew Estates. Like those are small and they're like really teeny, and they fucking still last an hour and a half. I don't know why. I don't know why they still. And it's the same with the nubs. I'll still smoke it for like an hour and a half, easy, right? Like if you're, it depends what I'm doing. I don't know. It depends. Like if I'm just really just chilling and not doing content, like if I'm not on a live, they last a lot longer. Or if I'm doing the live, they last a little less. I tend to smoke more when I'm doing it. I miss smoking a cigar right now, for example. Right. But yeah, I like those flatheads. He's saying he likes the nasty fritas. He got butterscotch out of it. Well, I like the butterscotch out of the cigar. Out of the Connecticut shades. Like if my Connecticut had that butterscotch flavor, oh my God, are you kidding me? The vanilla and the butterscotch, the little cashew. Come on. You know, like I had one that where it had like even with the little marshmallow in it. Oh my God, I had that with the cigar. The Pomodoro had that little light, very fluff, marshmallowy sort of thing. And there was the brandy, not brandy, but the whiskey cask ones. So I got a couple other whiskey cigars. I'm waiting till the weather gets better so that I'm not smoking in the cold garage. I don't think we lost Ben. Ben is gone, but I appreciate Ben coming in. Thank you so much. But I'm waiting for the better weather to come out. Like I don't know where Joseph lives at. Joseph lives in a place probably that is warmer because it's outdoors. I don't know. But it's tomorrow's going to be nice temperature. I could actually smoke outdoors, but I'm waiting to it gets a little nicer to smoke cigars outdoors, not in the garage, where I can just sit on my deck, sit in the sun, watch the birds, listen to the planes roll by, smoke the cigar, and just chill, right? Until I smoke more of the smokes that I got. I don't know what NC me. Oh, he's in North Carolina. Oh, it gets chilly over there in North Carolina, and they got known for like you're in the weed area. Like they got some. The Carolinas actually make really their that tar, right? The North Carolina tar, is what they used to call it. I remember like I met a guy from that area who brought some weed to me, and it was fucking really really good. I was like, holy shit, this fucking weed's good. And, and he was like, it was made in North Carolina. I'm like, you made in fucking North Carolina? He's like, yeah, make it, North Carolina. And so they have great cigar places out there in your area too, right? So you have the Nasty Frida. So yeah, you do the same thing I do. You just like go and buy a couple cigars to try, very handfuls, right? Like I was mentioning the Rojas the Street Tacos, like what was it? Not the Carnitas, but I forgot. It was the Pastor one, I think it was. It was really good. Like they were actually really good, even though I hated the name, hated the packaging. They're actually really good cigars. So hopefully Joseph, with the Stolen Thrones and the other ones that you're mentioning, the Vlads, I'll give them a go, and hopefully they end up being like tasty and really good. And yeah, you got great. Oh, the prices. Yeah. Oh, well, here in Chicago, we don't have. You get taxed out the. Our tax on our cigars here. I don't even. It's absurd. Just like the marijuana here. Like I don't smoke marijuana any longer right now. Or right now, if I don't get a certain job that I'm going for, I'm gonna go back and start smoking marijuana again. But the taxes is like here in Chicago. Like it's like 30% just in Chicago on top on that's added to the county and state tax, right? So you're paying 40% upcharge of your purchase here in Chicago in taxes. 40%. Like so that's why Amazon Basins are good. Amazon Basin, the cow, the CAO, that's a good cigar. That's a good cigar. In fact, there was another one. Yeah, I think it was the Amazon Basin. That's the other thing, Joseph. I have to go back into my history because I've done like over 100 cigar reviews or something like that. I have to go back into my library to find out, man, what was that cigar that was really really good that I gave a 9? And I haven't. That's one of those that was really good, and I haven't bought more of them. So I have to go back and remember which one it is and buy some more of those because those are really good. And it was a big church one. It was on sale. I didn't pay $15 for it. I think I paid. Thinking when I recently, that's the other bad thing about the cigar habit is sometimes I'll buy the things. I won't even look at the price. And then I'll go back to it. Like, for example, like that Connecticut, we mentioned Connecticut's, like that Drew Estates 20 Acre Farm cigar. And that was one of my favorite Connecticut's of last year that I made. Probably my top Connecticut. Even more so than the Perdomo, whatever. And look at me, my Spanish is just fucking falling apart. And that 20 Acre Farm, I didn't realize the cigar I bought was like $20. Like, what the fuck? Like a $20 Connecticut shade. I would rarely ever do that. I'm like, I think the reason was because it has some Florida tobacco in, and I'm like, hey man, this got American tobacco on it. I remember when American Connecticut shade was American, like from Connecticut. I used to smoke cigars from, they were actually made here in America, so I had to try it, and I just didn't even remember the price because I was like, okay, it's made in Florida, it has U.S. tobacco, I gotta try it. U.S. Connecticut shade, gotta try it. And I didn't even look at the price. And then when I went back to buy some, I'm like, shit, this thing is friggin' $20 a cigar, man. Oh my God. And I bought, and of course I bought some more. So I do have some in the humidor here. I have some, and, I love that cigar. That is a really good Connecticut shade cigar. And I like the Amazon Basin. I do, take a look again, Joseph, when you got time to look at, just some of the ones that I've had. Oh yeah, the Perdomo. Yeah, that sun-grown Habano, Connecticut. Yeah, the Perdomo makes those great Connecticut's. And I had the Anniversario, and then I had the whiskey barrel one, or bourbon barrel, but it didn't even taste of bourbon. So, and I'm glad that it didn't taste the bourbon. That was a good ass cigar, and I'm glad that it didn't taste the bourbon. And then I got from Privada Cigar Company. I bought some of their bourbon casks because I wondered how they made the bourbon, and there were different ways they possibly could have done the bourbon cask thing. And I thought they all did it like the way Privada Cigar did it, where they literally put the already made cigars into these bourbon barrels, right? That's one way of doing it. Right? There are other ways of doing it. I don't want to get into all that right now, but I know they did it. I wonder how Perdomo does it. In terms of their whiskey barrel one, but I got their whiskey barrel one. That was an excellent cigar, and I want to get more of those, as well as try some of the other Connecticut's, because they're Connecticut's, man. Perdomos right now, those are just really yummy. They're fantastic, and I haven't even gone through the whole line. I had one of the, was it the 20-year or the 10-year Anniversario, then the bourbon cask one, and I don't know if I had just the regular sun grown and the other ones that they have there, because they have like 4 or 5 different Connecticut shades, and I've only had 2, because they have a 10-year, a 20-year. They got a bunch of stuff that I haven't tried, and that, when you're like looking, oh shit, it's a fucking $20 cigar, right? Like you go in there and like I got it off of 808. The Hawaiian guy who does the cigar reviews, he was like, oh, this is really good, man. Fucking, yeah, really yummy. And then, like, Hawaiian guy fucking recommended it. And I'm like, I gotta get it. Anything he says is good, I buy. He's got another Privada Cigar Company cigar that is like $18 that I have to go and buy now too. So he's always, anything that guy smokes, I buy too. And so I went to Perdomo. I did look at the price. I'm like, this dude led me to a $20 cigar. God damn it. And of course I got it. And because for a while there, I was also seeking best cigars under $10, best cigars in the $5 range, right? And then little by little, most of the cigars that I like are in that 10 to 14, $15 range. And that's the sweet spot I like to be in, right? For the most part myself. And so when I'm at that $20, yes, I could afford it. Yes, I'm going to smoke and enjoy it, but I try to stay in that $10 to $15 range is where I try to be at. But then sometimes if it's a $15 cigar that isn't that special, I'd rather get like you're talking about, that Perdomo or the 20 Acre Farm. Might as well spend the 20 and get something, from Dunbarton, from someone else like that is special, like the Perdomo Anniversarios or a Padron or something that is going to be a little more memorable, a little more aged. But hey, I'm gonna drop this stream right now. I appreciate anybody that has come in. If you've made it this far, you are about better. Thank you, Joseph Comedy, dude. Joseph, you don't realize how much I appreciate you coming on in so that I could talk about cigars, because I'm out here all the time and I can't even talk about cigars. No one's talking about them. No one even joins my chat, and I'm over here and I just leave. Like after a while, like I'm out of here, because nobody joins my streams. But I appreciate you checking me out. I did subscribe to you. When you get your subscriptions up and you go live, I'll be certainly there oh, no problem, Joseph. I'll be there when you go live. I'm certain you'll be very interesting when you do decide to put on a live show. I'm going to definitely be a fan of that, and I'll be looking forward to that. Thank you, Ben, as well. Ben does cigar reviews. He came in. Benjamin Ha, he does Ben Smoking. He does some good stuff, and I'm going to be looking at his content. But thank you very much, people. If you've made this far, you're about better. I'll have some smokes hopefully this week. Enjoy your cigars. Good luck on the gambling. I will be doing a live as well as going on talking about the UFC event, although there's only 2 bets that I'm going to be making on that, but we will be reviewing the fight. So again, if you've made it this far, you are about better. Thank you so much.